doing things a little bit differently today. We're going to be working on the same sort of executive function app that we've been working on, but we're going to be touching the code more and kind of a looser structure to class, not so presentation-y. Let me share my screen. We're live on the tube as well. And when I say tube, I mean YouTube. Um, what are we looking at right now? Yeah, we had this moment where we were troubleshooting on campus earlier with a new campus. And so I did get the vibe that some of y'all still wanted to kind of like share what you're working on or your trials and tribulations in sort of the tech space. We are in Learn to Code class now, but I kind of want to give a moment if you have anything that's sort of tech related or related to your current coding journey that you want to share, that you're okay with the idea. We're streaming to YouTube right now, so feel free to mic up on campus if you want to share what you're currently working on. And not to hyper focus on you, Ram, but I think this is like good tidbits of knowledge for people to have. Did you want to like share what's happening on with like LinkedIn like with you? No.
But oh no, my puppy's gonna eat my yogurt. Okay, yogurt's safe, and LinkedIn job listings are not necessarily safe. Um, I found, I found a few job offerings that were interesting to me. They were uh, contract based, and one was from the company Crossing Hurdles, and the other one was Mercor. And because the offers were a little bit too good, or yeah, just like seemed very nice, and because I just like regularly research for the company I'm about to apply for, I found information on Crossing Hurdles being not like a not real company, being not real, and asking people to go through these processes that involved video AI interview. And apparently it's said in the internet that they there's some interesting interest in getting this like all this data from like applicants, and that they are in some way connected to Mercor. So Mercor also advertises this application processes with a AI video interview. So yeah, I just deleted them from my job search list. um that's what I know. I just stuff that I found in the internet, and they just seem sus, so I discard them.
Yeah, I think it's just it's prescient. It's timely information, because the LinkedIn like job scammy ghost job AI post stuff. It's a lot to navigate right now. And when we are building an app that's like about executive function and creating kind of like to-do lists for ourselves, there could be people that are like, oh, I want to follow I want to fill out a couple applications on LinkedIn, or I want to follow up with this interview request, right? And it's not always it's not safe out there, and it's only getting more and more not dangerous, but like spammy. And so I actually have, not to like shamelessly self promote, but a year ago I fell for something that sounds like a somewhat similar job scam, not the same job, but it was like I made a video about it called "How I Almost Fell for a LinkedIn Job Scam." Very clickbaity. Um, but I'll throw the link in here. But the it was this like company called Worlderverse, and it was like a weird sort of like they needed like game developers and stuff to help out on, and just they had like a full like bot army on LinkedIn. So like it looked like there was people working there, but then when you looked at their accounts, they just kind of seemed like not full enough to be real humans. They had a it's weird. All right, so what I figured out that they did was they hired somebody on Upwork to interview me. And this is where it gets like really seedy. It wasn't like they didn't use like an AI interview or anything. They used a human to interview me. And so that person, when I was asking them questions about the company, they, were kind of doing like the corporate like version of pleading the fifth, but I was also like, how did you find out about this job? And so through that person, I realized they just started working there. They were hired on Upwork to give this interview. Um, and so I don't know what the goal is. In this situation, um, it was a transaction scam that they were trying to run. So basically, what they do is they go, "You're hired. You got the job. Like, we love all of your stuff. It's great. We have specific work computers that we're going to send over to your house. Uh, the we'll cover half of the computer, but if you can send us $1,000 for the rest of your equipment, that would be appreciated. You're gonna make it back in the first week of working for us." And so then I would be like, no, this is clearly a scam, right? And I have my own computer to work from, so I don't need to pay for your work computer, right? But the thing that really like just irks me about these LinkedIn job scams is that they're preying on people that are looking for work. It's like they're preying on people that don't have jobs. So like they see desperation in like the tech market or whatever, and yeah, it's just so. Thanks for sharing. And I think it's just an important thing to note as we're learning to code that there's a lot of like predatory, scammy people out there, and that if it's too good to be true, if it feels too good to be true, just literally search the subject of the email that was sent out to you, the text that was sent out to you, the LinkedIn message that was sent out to you, like, and read it after that, and it will probably come up as some sort of scam. With AI, the scams are getting like a little bit more dialed in, though. Like, anyways, so yeah, hiring an actual interviewer is wild. Damn, new kids in tech will totally fall for that. But they won't because they have us to teach them not to. Equal and opposite forms of like as the scams are getting scammier, like the workers are getting smarter. So hiring an actual interviewer is wild. Tried Mercor when I first came to just deleted my account. Thanks, Ram. Mostly the motivation to use the job search platform / list because anyone can publish a job offer. So I'm more towards looking for positions in legit companies I find through research. I read in Reddit that some people did projects and got paid, but some other didn't get. Yeah, I mean, like, and don't always trust what you're reading on on Reddit either. They could be doing, whatever their own form of astroturfing. I think it's astroturfing. I don't know. Anyways, uh, but yeah, just something to be aware of as we're like getting into the code world. Does anybody else is anybody else working on like a personal code project or uh, trying to break into tech? Wanna share as we start this class? Because we kind of did like a troubleshoot for job stand up. Feel free to mic up in the campus or share uh, your where you're currently at in the YouTube comments or the comments on campus. All right. Mic is a bit muddy sounding since it's off to the side. Check, check, check. Is the microphone better? Bop, 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 bop.
A
Somebody's
little bit more, but in different topic. Um, I within the job search plan, I arrived in portfolio season, so I'm not working in anything yet, but I have to choose. And I was thinking doing like kind of the learn to code that goes like weekly, but like this idea of I have it like more ingrained with the music stuff, like studies, like short things that kind of make me practice or go around a tool or just like sort of narrow uh, topics or skills or tools, and those can turn into short I don't know, tutorial videos or something to post for the social media and which goes in like branding and marketing for the job search. That's it.
tight. Yeah, yeah. I think that's like I think like having a personal project as we're working on these learn to code projects is super important. Finding something that you're passionate about helps, and like aligning that with code and like all of these different thought structures and interests and hobbies can align with code somehow. So if you're a musician, totally cool. Uh, yeah, I feel like oh, somebody said Pedro is my personal project. Oh yeah, we're building this executive function app. We're gonna go through some of the things y'all were voting on. Um, Somebody in the YouTube chat says I'm working on a privacy app that I want to make FOSS FOSS. What does FOSS stand for? FOSS acronym. Free and open source software. All right, cool. I've never seen FOSS before, believe it or not. But a privacy app that's free and open source is one of those tenacious paradoxes that can be a really solid coding challenge. I'm getting poor output on my stream to YouTube right now, so that just happens sometimes because bandwidth and I don't know. Anyways, so what won the votes for democracy for the what we're building? So the first question: what are we going to build today? What do we build first? Easy input of to-do list tasks, voice, photo, or paste text. Right. So easy input is easy when it's just text. We're adding in the element of voice and photo. We got to learn how to handle those files correctly, right? Voice. We're storing audio messages. Are we doing anything with those audio messages? Are we translating the audio messages into text? Photo. Are we translating the photo into text, that's going to be a larger project. If it is just a to-do list task that's a line item that plays the audio or shows the text or shows the photo, that's way easier. But we may need to expound on what we're looking for with this easy input of to-do list tasks. And I'll let you do that in the message boxes, or mic up if you have any thoughts or feelings towards this as we move on to the next vote. What do y'all think? What does input look like to you? And what is the AI's personality? What one was this role for a random celebrity or generic personality for the day, or select and stick to your favorite? Will United States of Tara this until we find the right match? Oh, I think I'm familiar with that reference. This is like a show about somebody that has like a borderline personality disorder, or a dissociative identity. So they have like multiple different personalities. Yeah, I think that's cool. That's fun. And how do users interact with our executive function app? It's a progressive web app that's pretty self-explanatory, easy. It's going to work on your phone. It's going to work on the website. Archetypes, woohoo! And then what do we call our executive function app? Pedro 1. It is a acronym for Personal Executive Dysfunction Relief Operator. The icon will be a raccoon, as in the Pedro meme. What's the Pedro meme? The Pedro meme. Oh, like this guy? This guy's so cute. I love him. Yeah, well, Pedro meme. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, that's cute. I like it. I like having a mascot, and I love raccoons. I think this one's a very cute one, and it's already in the shape of a circle, which makes it just a great icon in general. So I'm going to show you a little bit about how I kind of set up the original brain dump for vibe coding alongside Claude, and hopefully Claude can kind of catch on to what we're trying to build here. And if not, we're going to see kind of the ups and downs of doing this stuff live. So feel free to also brain dump ideas that you have for the application in the proximity chat on campus, in the YouTube chat, or even mic up as we're doing this. I'm using like a voice to text application so that you can hear me prompting Claude, and it makes it easier for me. Anyways, so I'm gonna start. I've opened up Claude Code in a VS Code WSL console. All right, Opus 4.6, and we're gonna start building this thing out. Hey Claude, we are going to build a executive function application today called Pedro, which stands for Personal Executive Dysfunction Relief Operator. The icon's going to be the raccoon from the Pedro meme. This application should allow the user to easily input to-do list tasks, whether that's voice, photo, or just text entry. They should also be able to roll for a random celebrity or generic personality for the AI within the app to be sort of, dynamic daily. The AI should have a different character, um, and we're going to build this into a progressive web app, so it should function on desktop computers as just a website, browser-based website, but people should be able to add this to the home screen of their phone and use it as a PWA. All right, I guess I gotta open that. Boom, 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 boom. We got any ideas in the chat yet? Are y'all marinating on this?
Job is done.
Oh no. I got an API error. What does that mean? Invalid. Invalid. Oh, I think Claude is doing something today with its API, so it no longer works from a specific place. Let me open up the Claude app and see what's going on here. Ba, ba, ba. I hear pops. All right, I'm gonna run my login outside of here. 1 second. Gotta authorize Claude first, and then we paste a code here if prompted.
Job is done.
All right, cool. So we're back in. So here we have, and let's see if it can go back. I'm just pressing the up button. So I think that should be it. Up button to go through past commands, past prompts. Great project. Let me plan this out and build it. So now that Claude's marinating on this, what ideas do we have in the chat? Claude's been a little strange today, especially in the last 4 hours. Been in goblin mode for hours. All right, so you've been working on some stuff with Claude, and it's been strange today. They made some sort of change to their API. I got like an email about it, to the way that Claude code is being called from your computer. I don't know if that's what was going on, but let's check and just. Got this reminder email. Final notice: Claude Code Windows setting path will take effect March 12th. So on March 12th, Claude Code on Windows will stop reading managed settings from the legacy path. So, if you're somebody that deployed managed settings.json to program data / Claude Code, then you should migrate to the new path. You're going to probably have some trouble with Claude Code tomorrow. That may be what's happening right now. So it's planning Pedro PW8 architecture, and then it's reading the things that it's writing. I'm actually going to ask it, can you use OpenSpec to plan out the specifications and set yourself up with a roadmap? Thank you. So So what OpenSpec is an application that we use in our SDLC class that just gives like more formatted specifications, and it works great with Claude, but also provides context for the application for you and for Claude that makes it just like that much easier to follow. So, and we're starting the stream again. Hopefully, the stream does better this time. Um, doesn't look like it. Anyways, wow, why is the stream doing so awful today? Uh, we have index.html, which is our full app, service worker for offline PWA support, PWA manifest for installability, Raccoon app icons, full specification and roadmap, what works now, text input, type a task, enter or tap plus, tap the mic, speak your task, snap a photo or upload one, 18 AI personalities, Gordon Ramsay, Bob Ross, Snoop Dogg, Gandalf, Pedro the Raccoon, and more. Slot machine roller, animated
Job is done.
spin to pick your daily advisor, personality reactions, PWA installable. All right, that's cool. Let's see. Did it make this thing the way that we wanted it to, though? Or did it just hallucinate that it made the app? Let's open open this baby. So it just made an index file. I'm not sure if this index file. All right, so we have, oh my god, look, it's a cute little raccoon. It did all that. Do you see this? That's like, okay. Reroll. Who will guide you today? Dolly Parton. Well, hi there, sugar. Let's make today sparkle. All right, cool. So Dolly Parton's our AI assistant today, which is fun. Uh, anyways, Dolly Parton's our assistant today, so no tasks today. Add one below. Let's test it out. All right. So what needs doing? And I'll move myself out of the way. What needs doing? I need to teach learn to code class. 8 to, or what time? 10 to 11. Cool. If you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain. That was a really quick response from Dolly Parton, and it felt generic. Teach learn to code class 10 to 11. Let's check if the mic works. I need to do my laundry. Whoa! Holy crap. It's taking my voice and turning it into text. Do we see that? This application kind of works. Okay. Now for a picture, it's pulling up my file management system. I will add a picture of, what do I have like a picture of? A picture of like a angel, a biblically accurate angel. Photo attach, save, add text, or tap. All right, so the biblically accurate angel just goes in as a photo task. So it doesn't have the ability to read the, decipher the photo. Computer vision does not have, but that's okay. So what is going on? What are we calling here? how is how is any of this working? Um, so photo OCR, social and sync, cloud backup, the roadmap. All right. First off, how is the AI working within the app? Like, I just got Parton. How am I talking to Dolly Parton? All right. Bob, bob, bob. Because I feel like it might just have like right now. There's no actual conversation with it. There's just pre-written one-liners. Uh,
Job is done.
we need to connect it to Claude API so the personality can respond dynamically to your task, coach you in character. Sugar, that sounds big. That task sounds big. Let's break it down. Um, yeah, so want me to add a Claude API integration where each personality has a system prompt that makes Claude roleplay as the character. You'd be able to chat with Dolly about your tasks, ask for help. Uh, and I've made a Claude API key before. What the difference between a Claude API key is and just your access to your Claude subscription is that when you're building applications that have AI built into them, you need an API key for tokenizing responses to
Job is done.
users. So, like in the situation where you're making a chatbot application, or yeah, some form of like chatbot support, uh, or anything else that like requires like interfacing with a user who is calling essentially like your Claude, not your Claude subscription, but like you put money into a Claude API, and when those tokens are used up, the API stops performing, right? So what Claude's asking me right now is they need this API key to wire it up. Should do I have one or should I build it with a placeholder for now? I'm gonna give it my API key, but I am not going to stream the API key to the stream. But I am going to give Claude my API key so that we can see the so like Dolly Parton AI aspect of this working. But let's ask it where in the code is the placeholder Dolly Parton responses. And we could probably find it ourselves. I just searched honey. It's just in
Job is done.
index.html. Right? So this is like kind of an annoyingly built application right now. We have an index.html file, which is 1,138 lines, right? This is a fatty, like, single file, right? And look, we're hard coding in all the responses from the characters, right? So, we could change all of these, you know. Uh, Mr. Rogers, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood for getting things done. Samuel L. Jackson. Uh, get it, get it done, Mother Tasker. Like a very, this is like a very watered down Samuel L. Jackson. Um, the way these are being stored is like hard coded arrays that are basically JSONs inside the HTML. But this is good to see from a learn to code perspective. Is we're essentially setting up an array here. It's Samuel L. Jackson. The emoji is a sunglass guy, and the greeting is enough is enough. Let's get these tasks done. There's encouragement and there's praise. We have The Rock. We have Steve Irwin. So all hard coded. We have Guy Fieri, Oprah, Shrek. That'll do, Donkey. That'll do. And Pedro the raccoon. Um, so what we have here is the functions that kind of like create task management. Um, what I'm most interested in is the sort of how it's doing the voice to text, um, because that's how are you doing the voice to text? Explain the code to us. Because that's like kind of all right. So the voice input code is at lines 490 to 530. All right, so let's go. Oops.
Job is done.
490 to 530. What are you talking about? So it hallucinated, said the voice input lines is 490 to 530, and then it says line 91 to 941 to 944. All right. 941 to 9. All right, so voice input not supported in this browser. All right, so what we have going on here is it's basically checking your device. So let's also change this view to make it word wrapped. So it checks if the browser even supports speech recognition. Um, so if you're using Firefox, it's not gonna work. Speech WebKit speech recognition in window, so it's checking if that's there. Voice input not supported in this browser. It'll just fail, and it'll show an error message that it's not supported if you don't support it. If listening recognition dot stop. So there must be, yeah. So let recognition. It's creating a recognition variable, setting it to null. Let is listening equals false. So if is listening is true, it stops the recognition and returns. All right. So uh, uh, creates a new speech recognition object. This is a constant speech recognition object, and with continuous false that stops after one phrase. So you say a sentence and it stops. Interim results false only gives you the final transcript, not partial words as you speak, and it listens for English. So this is not a multilingual accessible application, which works for MVP, but what if in the future we have users that don't speak English, right? So line 59 to 62, on start, when the mic activates, it sets is listening equals true and adds the listening CSS class to the button, which triggers the pink pulsing animation. Okay. Line 964 to 967, on result, this is the key part. The browser's built-in speech recognition does all the heavy lifting. It listens to your microphone, converts speech to text, and hands back a transcript string. We just take that string and put it in the text input field. So the entire voice to text is free and built into the browser via developer.mozilla.org. All right, but what? So will this work? Will voice recognition work as a PWA on mobile? And will it work on different browsers? It's going to work partially in Safari. It doesn't support. All right, so Firefox doesn't support speech recognition at
Job
all
is
on
done.
any platform. Um, Chrome, it's going to have the best support. Samsung Internet's Chromium based. Edge, same as Chrome. Um, the catch, the web speech API requires an internet connection on most platforms because it sends your audio to cloud servers. All right. So this is important too. It's sending your audio out somewhere, right? Uh, is that data secure? The web speech API, do we know? Uh, Speech's API security depends heavily on the browser's implementation. Uh, the speech synthesis component is generally secure as it operates locally on the device, while the speech recognition, speech to text component raises potential privacy concerns as it often sends voice data to external third party servers, Google or Microsoft Azure, for processing. So user consent is required. You know, people are allowing access to their microphone to add the voice to text to do list. Um, must obtain explicit and informed user consent before starting a speech input session. Data transmission for speech recognition. Most browsers transmit your voice data to external servers to perform the conversion. And the API is generally restricted to secure context. So we're like, in order to get this working, um, uh, verifiably on like you're gonna need to use a secure context at HTTPS uh, website to host it. But you know, a lot of you're interacting with a lot of web speech APIs. Like let's actually take a look at that. What what applications use web speech API? Blah blah blah. What non-browser? All right, yeah, that's not giving me the answer that I wanted. Um, but yeah, it's just something to take note of whenever you're like using voice to text applications, that your data may be being sent to a cloud somewhere. And that sort of black box handoff, you know, we kind of just like allow it for ease of having the translation of our voice to text. But um, if you're using a website, your speech is going through a cloud server somewhere. If you're using what we set our website up with, so is that stressful to us? Do we not like that? Are there solutions to this? What do y'all think? All right. So the application works to a degree, this executive function application. Uh, Without any kind of data processing agreement, it feels uncomfortable. Yeah, we need to make. Can we have some sort of data processing or privacy agreement that pops up when the user starts using our app? I'm not entirely comfortable with the voice to text being sent to cloud servers. What are the risks here? Good instinct. Here are the real risks. What's actually happening with Web Speech API, when you tap the mic, the browser records your audio and sends it to Google servers or Apple servers. You have zero control over what happens to that audio. It's governed by Google/Apple's privacy policies, not yours. So the audio may be stored and used for training or reviewed by humans. Google has been caught doing this before. You can't opt out of the cloud processing. It's how the API works. There's no on-device option in the standard Web Speech API. The risk for Pedro users. Sensitive task content. We'll go back up here because it's starting. Someone dictating call my therapist or pick up prescription is sending that to Google. Voice biometrics. Audio recordings can identify individuals. No data deletion path. You can't request Google delete a specific speech recognition request. Kids/vulnerable users, COPA violations, all that stuff. Executive dysfunction tools are often used by neurodivergent people, including minors. So, what we should do. Let me add a privacy consent modal that appears on first launch. So, learn to coders. What a modal is just a box. It's a pop-up, right? Appears on first launch. Clearly explains what voice input does. Lets them accept or decline voice specifically. The rest
Job
of the
is
app
done.
will stay local. It saves their choice so it doesn't nag them every time. All right. All right, so cool. It finished it. We don't need to, but if you use your browser does it, we can't stop that. So it has a little Frank. All right, so let's open this again. Welcome to Pedro. Before we get started, here's exactly what Pedro does and doesn't do with your data. Now we're getting like, your tasks stay on your device. All your task photos and settings are stored locally in your browser using local storage. Nothing is sent. Photos you attach, voice input, enable voice input, store. It's not letting me slide that. Oh, cool. All right. Wasn't letting me toggle the slide. I still don't like how this is all the problem is the hidden
Job is done.
checkbox. All right. Yeah, I didn't like that. All right, Pedro, let's go again. Close that. All right, here we go. There we go. Go to, all right, allow while visiting the site. Go to piano class at 3 p.m. Cool. All right, you say at least with a Frontier model subscription or through something like Azure or AWS without any kind of data, it feels all right. Yeah. Yeah. Frontier model subscription or through something like Azure or AWS Vertex to take advantage of their DPA with the Frontier models. DPA, data processing agreement, GDPR compliance. All right, go to piano class at 3 p.m. Cool. So now the site is like halfway there. We have the foundations built for the site. Is it entirely what we want it to be? No. Does it have AI connected to it yet? No, because I haven't put my API key in yet. does the picture work? Sort of, but it doesn't tell us what that task is. Um, is it cute? Yes, it's totally cute. I love how they grab this emoji and they make it like sway a little bit. Um, it's like it's like the original Pedro raccoon. Not as cute as the original Pedro raccoon though. But yeah, so now is the time where I'm gonna ask again for y'all to make sure that you have GitHub accounts. GitHub accounts are great. GitHub accounts are cool. Because I am going to give you access to the Pedro application. And feel free to open it on your machines, compile it, make your own branches, work on some of the features that we built today, and then we'll open them up tomorrow on Thursday like a brand new Christmas present. Um, and so I haven't made this repository yet, um, but we will go to GitHub. We're going to call it Pedro. Yeah, Pedro works, or maybe Pedro. Uh, what did Pedro stand for again? Platform, productivity, executive. Okay, I'm butchering it. We'll find what it stands for. Um, bop, 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 bop. Personal executive dysfunction relief operator. And it's gonna be public. We'll leave a README out. We'll leave git ignore out. We'll create this repository. All right, and let's go in here. We'll say git add or git init, git add dot, and I might be blocking this with my head right now. Boop, 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 make me way smaller. Git add dot, git commit, Pedro first commit, Wednesday afternoon, class handoff, git branch main, check the status on branch main, working tree clean, clear that. And then we do our, just gonna copy this git remote add origin, super important. And then git push u origin main. And that'll push to our GitHub. And then when we refresh this, we'll see the files in there. Oh, it pushed with the presentations. So I don't want those presentations in our Git file. So what I'm going to do here is set up a git ignore. We'll throw presentation.html in there. And all right, let's see if we can make this bigger for you. Presentation.html, Tuesday.html. We'll throw .env in there for the future. And then we'll get add dot to add everything, git commit, git ignore, git push origin main. All right, so now when I refresh, uh-oh, it didn't take the presentation. HTML and Tuesday.html. I did something wrong with the git ignore. Um, this is something that I should ask Claude to help me with. I'm feeling. Um, ba, ba, ba. Okay, Claude, I set up a Git repo for this project, but I screwed up with the Git ignore and it's not functioning for some reason. Did I spell something wrong? What's going on here? I need the presentation.html and tuesday.html to not show up in the repo. Also, putting files like .env and anything else that would be a security issue in the future would be nice. Thank you. Also, can we have a README that add a README that helps walk the users through compiling this on their machine and adding their own feature build branches, keeping in mind that tomorrow we will have a fully functioning application. Thank you. Cool. So, and Claude will see this and start doing its own thing. Um, there are two problems. My git ignore has /r/n line endings. Oh, okay. So because I made the git ignore on my Windows machine, it had weird non-Unix uh, line endings, right? Um, and it didn't like that for whatever reason, and so those were still there. Um, what Claude is also doing for me now is it's removing those files from Git tracking because it's assuming that I didn't want them to appear on past versions of the repo, right? So, what the lesson is there is that if you did
Job is done.
accidentally, and let's see if that worked. Cool. So now it's telling me I probably need to. It's asking, do you want me to commit these changes? So another thing to realize when you're using Claude with your GitHub account, right? So right now I'm the contributor on this, right? The second Claude commits something, uh, Claude becomes a contributor too. So do we want it to appear that Claude is a contributor on this repo? Yes, because Claude helped build the repository. It's really up to you whether or not you want Claude to appear as a contributor on your repository. But the second Claude performs a commit, they are going to be a contributor on your repository. If you're having Claude commit on your project, let Claude be a contributor. I think it's fine, right? So when Claude asks, want me to commit these changes, I'll say go for it. And we will see. All
Job
right.
is done.
Job is done. When I refresh. Huh. Oh, it just committed. It didn't push the changes. All right. So when I push the changes, Claude will appear as a contributor. Cool. So, and now we got this nice little README that's going to walk y'all through setting this up on your machines, right? And you might be like, well, I didn't learn how to set it up on my machine yet. We all have different machines. Some of you, Windows, Mac, Linux, right? If you're on Mac or Linux, pop open the terminal, make easy work out of it. If you're on Windows, I suggest VS Code. Um, so I do need to step out because I have a meeting coming up after class. So, but I will post the link to the yeah, Ubuntu, or Ubuntu. Yeah, you Linux, you're good. You're handled. Here's the link to the GitHub. Get it up and running on your computer. Start building feature branches, right? Um, so if you don't know how to do that, the README is Claude wrote a README that'll set you up with how to make a feature branch on Pedro, right? And I really, really, really want y'all to get started. Uh, if you don't have a personal project going right now, yeah, you'll need to remove the file from history, right? So Mr. E, Nevermore in the YouTube, there you could look at wait, where are we looking at the code? One branch, fix get it. So you can look at past like history of the project, and there is the presentation and Tuesday files, right? So if you posted your .env and it took tracking off for it, sometimes people can still see your environment variables, your secrets, by going to the history of the project. So just something to be aware of. Yeah, you'll need to like fully erase the file from your project's history, just beyond it being tracked in the last commit. So yeah, check out that link, check out that GitHub, fork it, or make your own feature branch. And oh, we already got somebody forking it. Fork your who forked it? Did I fork it? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, it's fun. Keep coming to these classes. We'll meet tomorrow. We meet Monday through Thursday. This week we're working on this Pedro app. I do have to head out right now. But yeah, it's super fun. Check out the GitHub repo. Code something today. If it's not Pedro, have it be your own personal project. All you got to do is write one line of code, right? And that's it. You'll feel accomplished. It's great. Anyways, have a great time, y'all. Enjoy the sun if it's sunny where you are. Enjoy the snow if it's snowy where you are. Whatever weather is hitting